you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forged Alliance Forever. Today, I have a 3v3 ladder match on the Necroxus map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our players, starting with Team 1 up here in the northwest and ending with Team 2 down here in the southeast. Starting with the Amethyst Purple player of How Bastek going first land as a UEF. To his north, we have Strife going first land in Royal Blue as an Aeon. And last but not least, in Stitch Blue, we have Hot Sea going first land as a Cybran. So on Team 1 side of things, we have a UEF, an Aeon, and a Cybran. No Seraphim tech. The OGs, as you could call them, the Seraphim faction was added in the expansion or the DLC for Supreme Commander. So you could call these the OGs, so I guess that's what we'll nickname Blue Team here, are the OGs. Starting with the Ruby Red player, we'll introduce Team 2. His name is Yu. He's going first land, second air as a Cybran. Going all the way down here with Kawareta. I think I'll call him Ko. He's going first land in Chevy Crimson as an Aeon. And last but not least, in orange, the color orange, we have CH4545 going first land as a Seraphim here in the southern portion of the map. Let's go ahead and look at Reclaim here. We have 15,355. Probably that could be the exact amount, but could... I don't know. It seems like maybe some of the mass is already gone, but that could be the exact amount. So let's see what we got here for mass placements here in terms of mass points. We have a ton of them on this map. We have multiple groups of 3, even a couple groups of 4, pretty much everywhere. This northeastern section of the map is definitely going to be a contention between you and between, let's see, that is Hot Sea. Yeah, Hot Sea. I have to make sure because again, the blues are sometimes similar between the factions on this little scoreboard here. Down here in the southwest section, it's not as going to be contested. I mean, you'll have these 2 little plateaus here, but they won't be that fought over. For the most part, you have this little water section here, but again, not really a huge issue. The map is split down the diagonal from the northeast to the southwest. So that'll be the central line for now. That can obviously change as time goes on. The comm of CH is pushing forward to the west. You're going to grab these mexes here and probably build a factory to help assist in reclaim and pushing forward. The comm of How Bastek is not going to push forward as of right now. He has a couple of units and just hanging around this one Mex, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him go further south. Comm of Strife, pretty much the air player I would assume for this game. That seems like the most logical choice. Going to grab this group of mexes here and then push forward. Probably grab this triple mex. Oh, no, maybe not. Maybe How Bastek's going to grab these. But again, probably we'll grab maybe these right here. Kind of surprising that Hot Sea doesn't send some forces down south around this elevated plateau side. There's a lot of land, a lot of map to build a base on, but there's only 2 mexes, so it's not really that worth it, to be honest with you. To the east, we have some aggression going down. A couple of these moles are given no combat orders to ensure that they can, run around and not really be shot at or noticed. I guess that's the main thing. That engineer grabbing a whole group of trees and then dying for his efforts to build a mass extractor. You can see in the east, Hot Sea has a little bit of an advantage. He's already built the triple mexes here. He's going to start expanding into this 6 group up here. He's already building some... Oh, wow, this isn't a land. This is an air. Oh, interesting. Oh, I guess that is his hydro, which would make sense. But isn't really building any additional production bases here for land facilities, so that will take him a long time to move his units back and forth. Whereas... Oh, it's actually the same thing down here. I'm just surprised that either player on the east hasn't built at least one additional factory here, or at least somewhere. But that is definitely surprising. To the west, we have a couple of these intel installations, radars, giving a nice little view of the map. But unfortunately, they overlap a significant amount with one another. This one right here could have definitely been placed down here by the comm of How Bastek. You know, get more wider range of viewing on that. We have 2 tanks on approach. The Sam's going to take out probably the engineer. There is a guarding striker as well, but it is a 2-to-1 advantage for CH 4545. We're definitely going to probably take out that striker and then take out the engineer. But there is another striker on its way. Well, maybe that'll start dealing with that. They're actually going to just run by, go after the engineer. Only one of the tanks can hit the engineer. They'll take out the engineer. Won't stop the production of that factory, or at least take out the factory itself, but will hinder its production, not take it out entirely. You can see forward lines are starting to form again on that diagonal. We have actually the column of CH45 pushing forward a little bit further here in the southwest. Production facilities are going down here for How Bastek. And the comm of Co has pushed up to the middle, get a pretty far radar, and then kind of hanging back. We have Team 2, or the red team, using all 3 players on the middle lane here. So we'll say bot lane, top lane, and mid lane. Kind of like inverted. From League of Legends kind of thing, just so that everybody is aware of what lane I am talking about. And why I get you want overlapping fields of coverage. I get that, that's important, but this early on, I mean, not even over here to the west. Like, that's so weird. Why? But I love the placement of this intel installation up here. It's, you know, a little bit away from everything, but we have engagements of these comms. Yu has gotten in behind Hatsi, and now he is under threat. He surrounded himself, and now reinforcements are just, you know, dwindling in, you know, funneling in fairly, you know, slowly, honestly. And this might be the first injection of the game. Hatsi taking out the Mantis first and then going after the comm. I love that move. He gets veterancy for himself as well as reducing enemy reinforcements. These Mantis need to keep pushing the advantage that they have. Oh, Hatsi almost gets credit for that kill. And again, he's almost at 1,000. They'll give him some more hit points to survive the most likely incoming explosion from the comm of Hugh. Hugh trying to retreat the best he can, but it's not really working out for him. He's slowly falling into the red here. I'm just making sure I don't miss anything. Small. There's a decent column of units here for Co. And there's going to be probably an engagement here to the west here pretty soon. But the comm of Yu has fallen below 400, 300, 200, 100. And that will be a kill for Team 1 or the OGs for this match. And it will drop it to a 3v2 in their favor. Looks like the highest rated player in the game was killed by the highest rated player on on the OG side of things. So, you know, that is where, you know, Team 2 was kind of, you know, not Team 2 was lacking. Team 1 was definitely, they're lacking in terms of they don't have the highest rated player, but Team 2, they were really betting on you with, you know, almost a 1900 that, you know, shouldn't have been out there to begin with. And then Hatsi says GG. I'm like, no, it's not GG yet, because there's still, you know, plenty of match. This match goes to about 58 minutes, a little under an hour. So you still got 50 minutes left. This could go either way. Gun upgrades going down for both the comms of CH and for Strife. Aeon Sniper comm and Seraphim, you know, tanky aggressive comm with the nano upgrade and those shenanigans. We have some units here on the cliffside actually being a distraction for these Mantis. Can't fire on it. You can tell, you know, they have killed one of them, but in another unit, I don't know what that one is, but this one just kind of hanging out in little spider legs. Just hanging out on that cliffside, just being annoying. But this will create a power vacuum on the northeast corner and put a lot of pressure here on Co. And Co was actually inherited these units from CH. CH got those very quickly and then handed them over. So Team 2 has split responsibilities to CH taking out the west side of things, or taking care of the west side of things. And he's actually done a decent job. He's pushed forward through this triple group of mexes and has actually started to encroach on the intel installation line that I mentioned earlier that's now, you know, severed. We have that gun upgrade could not build fast enough. There's a huge amount of T1 units on approach to the main or to the main forward line for Strife. And again, we have this production facility that has just been taken out. Combat is going down here in the south between the comms of Hal Bastek and for CH. Looks like Hal Bastek is trying to cut off the not reinforcements, but the retreating line, further, decreasing the wedge that he has available to him, and pretty much forcing CH to retreat this way, ensuring that there's no easy way back to his main production facilities and base. But units are getting in behind that main force here from Hal Bastek, and it's now just him by himself. And now he's dropping into, yellow, sub 6,000 hit points, and we still have 8,000 hit points on the comm of Hal Bastek. And now CH is opening fire onto that comm, and the units for how are gonna probably go after the comm would be the best bet here. How is falling into the red. He does have a rank in vet here, so he will get a little more hit points per second, but I don't think it'll matter. CH has got him where he wants him, sub 500, sub 400, 300, 200, gets a rank in vet, and then immediately dies. That is going to hurt and drop this game back to a 2v2. So, second highest rated player on Team 1, or the OGs, has fallen. He was the UEF player, so now it's just the Cybern and the Aeon left. A couple of units from CH have gotten into the back line. They aren't really doing a whole lot, unfortunately. There is a T1 PD being built. Good on, let's see, who has these units? Would this be Hatsi? I think this would be, Hatsi. Getting that PD up fairly quickly. They're going to take out this whole line of P-Gens, but they're only T1, so it's not really that big of a deal. They're going to be reclaimed anyways at some point. We have CH attacking that forward production facility that was once Hal Bastek. And this is going to be his. He has, gained ground in the southwest where they have lost ground in the northeast. So, again, kind of like a pendulum. Not pendulum. Well, it's more like a balance. Like it's starting to balance the match out as time goes on. If one side falls, the other side raises to compensate kind of thing. But, again, there are still units grouping up here in the back. They're not really doing a whole lot. We have a couple of pillars here. And against almost a fully repped up comm, 2 veterancy on it, it's going to be hard to take out by themselves. There are a couple of bombers nearby, but they're not, again, it's going to take a while to chew through all those hit points. And there are interceptors on their way anyways. Multiple T2 headquarters going, online. We do have Cybern and we have Aeon. This one will get to T3 here shortly, and then Harbingers are the name of the game for that. Let's see, on the western side of things, we have T2 UEF factory, going to be T3 headquarters here soon. Let's see, the Aeon player of Strife has achieved T3 air. Is going to start pumping out ASFs. He does have a T2 land factory, so he can pump out some additional build power, as well as he can just build, Aurora or, let's see, Obsidians. That would be a good thing to build, or Obsidians. But a lot of those factories here have been reclaimed here for Hatsi, and he's going to pump all of that into a T3 Pigeon, and he does have T3 land as well, and he has T3 air almost. He's at 72%. But he is making a lot of waves here on this northeastern side, and it will start to be a nuisance here for Co on this eastern side. There are a group of units to help defend and a couple of PD, but they are Cerberus, so they're not going to do a whole lot, unfortunately, for him. We should have T3 air, in the south. And I wouldn't be surprised to see T3 air. It is going down for CH as well. So there are going to be, both players on both sides of both teams will have T3 air here shortly. Actually, they already have it for Team 1, or the OGs, but for Team 2 or Red Team, they are almost going to have it. And for T3 air, you don't really need every faction. You just need, obviously, the main ASF and then any other unique unit you want. So for the Aeon, they get the Torpedo Bomber, not effective in this game. For the UEF, they get the T3 Gunship, the Broadsword, but also the Aeon get the Restorers, which far superior in my opinion. So if I was the Aeon player or just had access to the Aeon tech, that is what I would go with, would be Aeon, especially the Gunships. just super effective unit, especially for taking out ASF. They're just super tanky, and it's hard to just deal with them. Because broadswords can't fight back, but the restorers can, and it hurts, especially when you have a restore ball. It takes a while to get the chew through. But kind of a slow period now. You know, the battle lines are starting to reform once again. We have a drop here to the west with some engineers. It's not really anything here that can stop that. There are a couple of T1 tanks nearby, so even though the NGs will land, it won't really matter. We have 3. Okay, please stop with this. Like, you're building a line of radar. That's like 1 bombing run will take out all 3 of those. It's not worth the mass and the energy to run. Just build 1, call it good. If you want to build 1 here and here, that's fine. That's perfectly reasonable. But like 3 right next to each other, no, not okay. Don't. It's not worth the mass or the energy. And even here, like, you could probably eliminate this. Well, this is the T2 one, but you could probably just eliminate this one because there is one here. No, it's just, you don't need this much intelligence. It's good to have it, but there is a thing is like you're putting too much effort into it kind of thing. ASF starting to replace the ranks of the interceptors. So starting to see that, you know, grouping up of air forces here for both teams. Ain't really hard. I mean, it's kind of a little early. We have 6 for OGs, and for Team Red we have 9. So Co is a little bit ahead of the game, but again, 16 minutes, not really that big of a deal. We do have a little battle group of these sniper bots, and they're fairly weak. They have no shields. Definitely need shields or AA or something around those. But all Team OG has to do is just send some bombers in. Even at just T2 Janus or, let's see, not Geminis, those are the ASF. What are they called? The Cybrid ones. Oh, shoot, what are they called? Oh, I just had a game with a bunch of Corsairs. Corsairs could just wipe those out fairly easily. But this Team 1 force is going to be pushed back by these T3 sniper bots from the Aeon. They are highly effective, and they are super weak, though, so you got to keep them behind your main force. Not going for Harbingers, which is kind of an interesting play here. But maybe he knows something that I don't, and even though I have full vision, maybe, again, these players are definitely higher skilled than I am. So who am I to judge? I just give my tactical analysis. But there have been some Othams been dropped here. But I don't think these T1 tanks are going to fare very well. 1 shot, insta-kill. From there is like an alpha damage, so there's secondary guns on these. But a strat bomber comes over the top and EMPs it, causing it to stop moving for a brief second. And then they're just going to avoid those T1 tanks. Definitely a overstep there. But we have some Titans facing off against Othams. That's not going to go well. Playing the fascination with quick games, says you. Just spam T2PD, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what that's about. Let's check on what's going on over here to the east. Well, we have an experimental, and it is a monkey. Hatsi is Cybran, so that would make sense, because why would you not build the monkey? Because, the monkey is really good. It's, weak, but it's a very good unit if you can get it in close. We have Cerberus attacking these Mantis units. Cybran on Cybran violence is... always interesting to watch. You have, differing ideologies. Kind of reminds me of the campaign a little bit. I do remember some things about the campaign. Not a whole lot, but I remember there was like this really weird schism between Brackman, I think was the scientist and the brain in the jar's name, and then some other person. They mentioned him, but I don't remember his name. But the little spider crushes the Cerberus turret. Doesn't take out the rest of them though, but the regular T1 and T2 forces will deal with those. But it's going for main base destruction here, going after the T3 factories. There are a couple of Cerberus left. Okay, they're going to turn around and take them out. There are a couple of T1 PD as well. There's another one up there. That one gets taken out. But it would have been really easy had he just lasered them first. A lot of this damage could have been mitigated. You can see the laser just not really targeting anything. We do have some restorers inbound to help explain. You have no explanation, do you? He's talking to somebody about something. I don't know what's going on. That must be some conversation. Maybe they're having it in Discord or something, but I don't see any response. Couple of units still back here. Should be pushed forward, dealing with the rest of these mechs, pretty much wiping out that main base that was once used. The comm has fallen all the way back. Probably not the best place to be with this Monkey Lord nearby, but the Monkey Lord doesn't care and is going to go straight to the south. Do they even see the comm? No, they do not, so they would have no idea it's even there. Airfight over the top of this northern section of Team 2's base. That doesn't really... looks like Red Team will take the air victory here. I don't really know. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Those ASF weren't really doing a whole lot for the OGs. We do have a brick wall, at least a small one, taking out those Harbingers coming in to reinforce, I guess, what was once the sniper bots, but they're now gone. So that's where you got to protect your sniper bots. Send all land, says you. Well, yeah, well, there's nothing to, fend this off. There's a couple of flak that, will slowly chew through that restore, but it won't matter. There's a couple PD, but they can take them out with that gunship. There another experimental on the way? No, there is not. So Hatsi kind of in a spot of bother here. Doesn't really have any response to it. Didn't have a backup plan for if that push failed. But we do have on the western side, CH has gotten a decent amount of Optims past the front line of Strive. Actually, that is Hatsi. He's taken the northeast and southwest, but you would think that this would go to Strife. To micromanage that front wall a lot easier, but I guess not. Anyway, there are some Titans on approach, though, and Percival's in the mix, so a good group of mixing can take out T1, T2 units a lot easier, and then the Percy's can focus on T3. Definitely a good strategy there. Unfortunately, you need them in range to do that, so don't know what that's about, but I think they're going to finish it off here real quick. We have a hydrocarbon going down. Always sad to see those. The early power generators that, spawn a lot of... what I pretty much notice a lot with when air grids are formed is they keep the T3 headquarters next to the hydro and just don't build a secondary one kind of thing. I don't know why that is. I mean, you get a bigger bonus off of the T3 P-Gen anyways, so I just don't know why players don't move it. Well, not move it, but just build another one. Because here, there's a T1 factory here, but the T3 factory is off of the hydro. So in this case, Hatsi has made that, but now it's under threat, so won't last very long. They're targeting the P-Gen. That's a good move there, getting that volatile explosion. And there are some flak getting up here. They're, again, still trying to target this P-Gen. Still not going down. That's the one thing about restores. They don't have a lot of damage on them. But look, it takes out the engineers, takes out 2 factories, and deals a heavy blow to that T3 air facility. And now the Harbingers will come finish off the job. That move out here from the west from CH has punctured the front line of the OGs and is starting to take out infrastructure. But unfortunately, I don't think there's enough firepower left remaining to do a whole lot. I don't even know what. They're just targeting units, which can easily be replaced by the factories right next to them. So, not really a good move there. Should have had them take out, Mexes or something. But look at the western side for the OGs. They have completely collapsed on this western side. They do have a nice T3 grouping over here, and on the eastern side very similar. So the early victory in the northeast has been completely eradicated. That T3 factory has been eliminated, so Hatsi will lose his access to T3 air, diminishing the resources and versatility of their abilities for now. Com of CH is in the water, and his head is popping up, so he can be targeted easily by some bombers. He isn't as deeply in the water as you think he is. I think he can get there with this section of water. He can definitely get under there, but yeah, you gotta look out for that. Your head and your shoulder blades are popping out. I don't know what that's about, but it looks like the comm of Hatsi does fall to these Harbingers. Not really that. I don't know what it was going on with there. Maybe he was thinking he could take them out, but again, comms are kind of hard to, deal with a bunch of T3 units. So apologies for kind of missing that. I caught it just barely, but now it is a 2v1 in favor of Team 2, the Reds down here in the south. So Strife is the only OG left remaining here for now. We have a small group of Othams pushing forward, taking out Mexes and NGs on their approach to a Colossus, which is just going to stomp on them. That's not going to feel good. But Red Team has air control. They have a decent amount more of the map control. So in terms of eco, let's check. And they're also in the lead by about 60 to 70 mass a second. But Team 1, the OGs, have been in the lead for total mass recruit for a while now, but that will slowly change as Team 2 extends their mass generation lead. The Harbingers were retreating, but we'll go back, because why not? And the Colossus over here could have been used to deal with this, but there's also a front line down here in the middle that should be taken out. But he is attacking back. He's retaliating down here in the south. Restorers. Titans with some shields. Again, they aren't underneath shield coverage, so that's not as effective. So, and T1 PD, as you can see, can through a decent amount of Titans. They could have sat at range for a little bit, but they decided not to. But the shields will be just enough to mitigate any more losses. So, definitely something that Strife didn't have to lose, but just probably was distracted dealing with everything else going on. Units out here for CH have punctured through that front line. They've actually avoided the Colossus, and they're going after the air grid, it looks like, where the Colossus are being built or gated in or put together, or whatever that pool of liquid is. Restorers here for Strife starting to make an appearance, taking out T1 units. And the Harbingers have dealt a serious number to the eastern side, but they're starting to be pushed back by Strap Bombers. The Strap Bomber taking out 2 of them, and this one isn't going to last much longer. We are seeing some mechs is being built here. Team 2's player of Covatera has made use of this northeastern side once more, replacing you, of course. And unfortunately, as I speak it, there's a Restore Ball starting to grow, and they're going to take out all of those mexes. The shield popping on again just briefly, but that won't matter. The Restorers will deal with that in time. That push here to the west has done a decent number, but they need to navigate that to the east now, and there are some T1 bombers just dealing some damage. We have Bricks and Percy's, good combination there, and it's like a pillar in there, because why not? And some Titans. The shields should be assisting the heavier, chunkier units. And unfortunately for these Bricks, they are being shot at from the skies. Unfortunately, I don't know if this will be enough to break this western side for CH, for Strife. I mean, it might. A lot of the forces will die, to be fair. Maybe they'll get a couple of Percy's or Bricks in, but it won't really matter. There isn't any anti-air as well, which also bugs me, because you gotta have, even if it's T2 flak, it's better than nothing. T2 flak could take out T1 bombers. Percy's open up on the Othams. Again, the high alpha damage on those those Percy's are definitely something to watch out for. And then the Bricks can come in and deal the rest of the damage. Unfortunately, all the Bricks are dead now, and there's only Percy's remaining, and this won't really good for those Percy's, and that's just a small little mass dump. But there was a push to the west out here from Co. That didn't really amount to a whole lot. There are Restorers on their way. That push here from Strife doesn't really end very well. The Colossus does die. The Restorers were too late, and the Restorers will assist the ASF in taking out the enemy ASF. That will be an air victory here for Team 1, even with the assistance of ASF from CH 45-45. It won't really matter. The missiles on those Restorers are just deadly. You can tell that a lot of the ASFs for Strife have fallen, and they are, they're about to start taking out the Restorers here for this ASF for Team 2, but just the number is severely reduced. There are some SAM sites being spammed up to help assist with taking out those Restorers. They will be pushed off, but a lot of those SAMs will be a lot of those ASF will be taken out. The engage happens once more, but again, not really worth it, and all of them will die, securing Team 1, or the OGs, the air victory for now. They have restorers, so not as fast as ASF. But it is better than nothing, and some bombers are going after some mexes. The second T2 mechs will fall here fairly shortly. And it's just hurting right now. Those will be dealt with. So T2 fully ringed mexes were taken out. And see, there's even some flak in here, but with restorers, you're going to need a lot more than just that. And there are, some hit points starting to fall on a couple of the gunships, but we have Strife not targeting the air, the anti-air units. Kind of a mistake there. Oh, one of them shooting at him. Okay, there we go. The other one, yep, okay, there they go. And now there's no flak. Now you don't have to worry about it, and you can just focus on dealing damage. But there's now more down here, so you got to take those out now. And you just got to be constantly watching out for flak, especially if you're using gunships. You got target flak. Doesn't matter. That's your focus. Let's take a look on ecos fairly quickly when we have a little bit of a slow period. Team 2 has skyrocketed their eco. They're at 1.4 mass, or 1,000 mass per second, and have generated more mass now than Team 1, cracking the 1 million mass mark here at 30 minutes. So wouldn't be surprised to see SMD be popped up. Maybe there's a nuke somewhere. There's an SMD back here. Could have been a little bit farther forward protecting these mexes, but hey, at least it's around the main base and the comm, so that's something. I don't see any nukes anywhere, so there is that. It does look like CH has taken my advice and changed what little pond he was in. Now he's gone to the middle one. I'm making sure his little head is covered. Probably saw those restorers and went, yeah, it's probably not a good idea. But we have these restorers still causing some nonsense. These are T1 pigeons, not really worth taking out. But again, any eco damage is definitely a good thing. Depends on how much you pay for that eco damage. And this T3 mech still trying to survive, and then it finally falls. You can just tell, even with waves of ASF coming in to take out the restorers, the restorers are still, surviving. And some of them do have Ventressy, so those slowly rep up fairly slowly. They're at, of course, at 6,000 hit points. So it takes a while for six hit points a second to really rep that up. 1,000 hit points if it was at 0, to be specific. And I think that's, trying to do math in my head, 1,000 seconds divided by 60. 10, 4. It's like a little under 17 minutes. Like 16 and a half or something. So 16 and a half minutes to rip up from 0 hit points all the way to a 6,000. But then if they have Veteran C, they actually increase by 10% of their hit points. So it's actually 6,060. Sorry, 6,600, not 60. So yeah, anyway. But there is now a new Colossus on the field. No AA support, which is still bugging me about that. No AA support here from Strife. He's going after the forward production facilities, taking out some T3 land factories, and of course some NGs to help assist in that production. There is a small force of units here to the west. Surprised they weren't called to defend. But of course that restore ball still making its way down the southern edge of the map, going into the back line, taking out T2 mechs. Surprised these aren't T3. These are, but not these ones. They're probably on, they are on an upgrade. So all that mass of the upgrade will fall to the wayside. Pretty much utterly wasted because you can't recover it. You just, it's like upgrading your comm. If you cancel it halfway, that all that mass is gone. So you don't get it back. It's no refunds for that specifically. You can get the mass, of course, for the dead structures, but not so much. What's going on? Submerged, no you makes the comment like, this is submerged, this is not submerged. I do like that comment here from you. Thank you for assisting in my casting efforts to point out, oh, by the way, your comm is not underwater. So does Strife even know it's there? No, it does not. So oh, these, where is it? Okay, they're going for mass. I was like, are those engineers going to build some torpedo launchers? Because that would be funny. But now we have a counter experimental. It is a Colossus here for red team. It is pushing forward alone. What is up with all of this, effort to build experimentals and then not even protect it with shields or additional units of any kind? It's like these restorers can just go, oh, that's a restorer, a Colossus. Let's just attack it and not be shot at. Restorers are still alive back here. A group of flak. These Aishavo, don't know how to pronounce that, are going to take them out. Let's get a nice little view of the battlefield. You can tell that the battle lines have shifted a little bit here. Down here in the south, we have another movement of course, these restorers going after a bunch of landed aircraft. Not really the best place to put, but now we have counter lightning tanks here on the ground. They can make short work of gunships, as you can see, shooting through those hit points rather quickly. They recharge their lightning very quickly as well. And just those restorers are going to start falling out of the sky here. Would like to see some flak mixed in as well. They only target single targets, while flak does kind of an AoE style of attack. Go here with land, kill mechs, reclaim mechs here. So we have you from the grave helping guide his team. PD saying to CH, making sure he doesn't suffer some incoming fire from, I guess, this little land army next to his comm. They're just hanging out in the water here. That Percy is underwater. He probably could see that comm if he had vision. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong side of things. And they know, they see the comm. They're like, oh, look, we see it. It's right here. So some torpedo bombers would be pretty choice here. There's also a Otham in the water going to start shooting at some Percivals. We have a Colossus that has made his way to the main air grid here for CH. Bombers are being spammed out as fast as they can be, but unfortunately this Colossus isn't really being microed that well. Strife, this is just free damage on your Colossus. What are you doing? What are you waiting for? I don't get what you're doing. There goes one of those vacuum hands up and takes one of those Othams, but that thing could be doing a lot more damage than just standing there. Okay, there it goes. Oh, it turned. No, it's just gonna stand here. Oh man, CH is getting off easy here. He could have easily lost his entire air grid by now. That is disappointing. Oh look, now it's getting some movement, but now it's gonna die before it does any some real damage. Unfortunately, here for Strife didn't really micro that very well. We'll take out some P-gens though. So actually still does a decent amount of work on the air grid though. Takes out actually almost all of it besides the headquarters and another one of the factories. So even with that just like very lackadaisical, very like unmicroed Colossus, they were able to deal a lot of damage to it just with one. And the hit points on this thing just shred. And the ASF coming over the top to help deal with that. But it just looks like it's going to be Colossus all day, every day here for both teams. There is a Tsar in the background. We'll see what that is. It's casting a shadow. Actually, I think there's... Oh, it's just the one. Looks like there's maybe two stacked on top of one another, but I guess there's not. Colossus moves in to deal with some SAM sites. There's a lot of health on these. It'll take a little bit for the Colossus to chew through all of them, but a lot of those bombers have been reduced just due to the fact there's not really a lot of, air factories to pump them out. We have some Ilshis here in defense as well. Those look like the main effort is to take out the air grid here. That last regular one goes down. The headquarters goes down. All the air grids are down here for CH. If he could bag that SMD, that'd be nice as well. He's going after the land factory. That would be... Why are you going after... Oh, change the target priority. Target this. And I know you're taking out power, which is important, but you could have taken out the T3 headquarters as well. Oh, that's disappointing. Let's see, will the crash damage do a whole lot? Or the fall damage, I guess. Nope. It takes out more than half, though, so a little bit of damage would have killed it. Definitely disappointing there. The Tsar is moving overhead, looming its shadow across the base of CH. You can see the shadow. Like, you can see the target acquired kind of thing. Overlooking the that main base that's been severely decimated. But now it's going to get some movement orders. Where is it going? Take this whole thing off. Let's go into the north once more. Going to intercept, I guess, some bombers. But it's not really meaning a whole lot. There are countless deaths here with these Colossus. There's a bunch of these Oblivion. Wow, how many Oblivions? Yeah, Oblivions. I keep thinking, again, Oblivions and Obsidians. Definitely confuse the two. 43. That is a lot. That is a lot, ladies and gentlemen. That is a lot of PD. But in the back, might have anything juicy going on. Just another air grid. Not really a whole lot going on. Anything in the way back? Well, we have chickens being spammed up now. But yeah, I don't really see anything. That's another mass fab farm. Actually, that's a mass fab farm with air factories. Air factories? Oh, no, you don't. Land factories. No, those are land factories. That's the same. I would be pumping out air, not land. You're not going to win it on land right now, especially with the assistance of this Tsar overhead. The ASF are positioning themselves to take out the Tsar, but there are ASFs going to counter that move. A whole bunch of T1 units just kind of hanging back and forth up here, but not really doing a whole lot. It's kind of hanging out, just making secure that plateau is perfectly fine. But a roaming band of some bricks and some flak units are moving into the east, trying to reestablish. There's hardly anything for either team, but there is a Colossus that's a little over half dead. Or sorry, a little under half dead. Excuse me, a little over halfway hit points on that experimental. The first chicken has made its way off the production yard, and there are some Utashalas in defense here. But they're not targeting, but CH has died to some T2 skimmers here. Apologies for missing that. It was actually in the middle of the map here. But now this will go back down to a 1v1. No favored, because there's only one player on each team left remaining. It is Kowareta. That's how you say that. And Strife. And Strife does have about 200 plus hit points. Skill points ahead of his opponent here. Not that really is a huge indicator of skill, but is something to point out. The chicken will retreat. This first of all will not take out the mass extractor in time and will fall. But the Tsar is still fine, starting to shoot at some nearby ASF, but those look like all of Strike's forces are grouping up to the west. There's even some bombers that will just sit here and die to some sniper bots. The Colossus is on its way with actually a host of sniper bots as well. He has more up there, but he has 26 on the field. Yeah, 26 on the field in total. The ASFs get into it with these restores and ASFs here from Strife. The Tsar have moved away to not incur most of the wrath from those ASF, and then the Tsar will then retreat. It's not really that winnable here. The missiles are still doing some damage to ASF. It is slow, though. It's a slow process to just kill ASF with missiles, especially from the Tsar. But they are doing a number on them, and most of them will now start to fall with additional ASF forces inbound. But that line of SAMs is definitely something to be worried about for the Tsar. It could easily chew through the hit points. And even air units on the ground can be targeted by those missiles. Tsar under construction in the front of all of these Oblivions. Definitely not the best place to put it, but it's a place. And those multiple oh wow, look at this. We have 5. We have 5 Colossus en route to take out that landed Tsar. Can they take it out before it takes flight? Well, if they keep moving, it will. So the first Colossus takes a... Is that a sniper? No, that's a Harbinger. And they're starting to like pick them off the front lines. This is not looking good for that Tsar. Will they take it out? You can see in the distance there are some chickens and a Colossus en route in defense. But unfortunately, this front line will start to fall. There are 5 Colossus to chew through. A lot of them are really healthy. So it's not really going to look good for Team 2. I guess this is Ko, is the last player on Team 2. The laser from the Tsar opens up the ASFs, not ASFs, the SAMs open up, and it will fall out of the sky, taking out some PD and a factory as well. And we have a decent amount of units here. We have some Harbingers, sniper bots, Redeemers, aren't really ASF. Well, there are some ASF and Restorers, but not really a whole lot. The first Colossus will start to fall here fairly shortly. The chickens come in. Looks like the target priority is the Colossus. The Percivals now come in and help assist with damage. The alpha damage taking out thousands of hit points per shot. The Colossus for Ko has fallen. The chicken will start to fall here fairly shortly. 1 Colossus has fallen. 2 Colossus have fallen here for Strife. The second chicken is not the priority. Oh, there it goes. Now it's the priority. The Ion Storm will open up, take out a bunch of these nearby reinforcing units here for Strife. The third Colossus will fall. The Colossus are trying to push forward, take out mass. Not focusing on the chicken, just ignoring it outright. Don't know what strategy he's going with, but needs to turn around and take out the chicken. Gonna stomp over some T1 anti-air emplacements, but gonna take out some factories. Where are they going? Is this a misclick or something? There is a new Colossus on the field. This is gonna deal with that chicken. I think that's what his strategy was. Now they're going south. This Colossus will fall. The chicken will fall. The T3 headquarters will definitely be taken out by the Ion Storm if the Colossus doesn't veer too close to it. And you can see the hit points just get shredded from the Ion Storm. For some reason, the Ion Storm loves the Colossus. I don't know what it is, but it just absolutely loves shooting at it. With that brick wall we saw moving from the north has made their way all the way south. Pierce the main front line here for Co on the northern side, but it's not going to get fairly far forward. There are banks and banks of Oblivions spammed up to help assist, and that last Colossus will fall. There's one more intel. There's actually a enemy Colossus back here. Don't really know where that one came from. Probably from here to the west, but yeah, this one's gone. I mean, maybe, but a bunch of T1 bombers help to take out the Colossus, and the dead Colossus and chicken field here in the middle of the map is just, that is a lot of mass. 213,000 mass on screen. That is a lot of mass for our players to scoop up. What's going on here in the south? Well, Paragon. Ooh, got a spicy play. This will win. This might win it here for Co. If he builds this and gets it online, he can spam up Salvations, he can spam up Colossus, and just penetrate the rest of these shields and everything here on the northwestern side. Strife not doing anything to end the game, so definitely an oversight there. Paragon has been building for a little bit. Yeah, I don't see anything in the back line for him for anything. Just spamming up Colossus. It's not a bad strategy. It won't win you the game as of right now, but it's not bad. It's a lot of mass dumping, which, you know, Co is turning into a Paragon, which is now in the green, mind you. It does look like he's not using all of his. Is he? How much mass? Okay, he still has a mass bar. You could, hey, you have some NGs that can help build this even faster if you just, you know, assist. But he doesn't have power. That's the problem. He needs to stop building ASF, stop building air units, and just spam out some more power. Paragon will help with that, but some more power would make it even go faster. Make it even go faster. Make it go even faster. There we go. English. Sometimes it is difficult. But just Colossus are starting to litter the place here for Strife. He's at 14 constructed. And on the way, we also have, you know, we have one partial, like a couple partials. We have one almost done. So really 10, but 11 will pop on here fairly quickly. But that Paragon should almost be done. Yep. It has almost completed. The Salvation has been started. The Paragon has finished. Where are the shields? There's one right here. But build more. Build more. Build more and more and more. The money printer here. Infinite money. Or infinite money. Infinite mass and energy. You can see the eco just completely skyrocket. You know, generated mass. As he's using mass, more mass will be given to him to compensate. So again, you can see that, you know, needs 47,000 energy, needs 2k, and that number is just going to go up as time goes on. Colossus are retreating in the face of a bunch of restores. Move that away. ASF trying to stave off any enemy restores. There are sniper bots, there are counter restorers, but this is the main concern here of the game. Colossus being used probably for protection would be my guess. But they're not going for Salvations. They're going for Colossus. I don't know why. I don't know if there's an agreement beforehand not to use artillery. There could have been. It's just not stated in the chat. Not that I have noticed at all. ACU says CH. Yep, the ACU is there. Not surprised that... not surprised. I'm surprised, actually, that you didn't go for YOLO. Because there's really no defense here. There's one SMD, and that is it. So could have easily gone YOLO and, finished the match off, but decided to go Paragon. When you have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Colossus on the front lines, Strife, why aren't you pushing? You have 7 Colossus, and most of them are pretty healthy or full health. Why are you being timid with it? Like, one chicken will not do a whole lot against 7 Colossus. Colossi. But Colossi being spammed up here and moving to assist with defenses. Does Strife know about it? He does know about it. So why are they going this way? Why? Please explain to me why, Strife, why are you going west and not east to the Paragon that you could easily take out with 7 Colossi? Like, what are you doing, man? Like, what's going on? that doesn't make sense. Sorry if I'm jerking the camera around, but it doesn't make sense why you have the thing that can pretty much wipe out half of a base once it gets destroyed, not doing that. So he'll even see it. He'll see it. Like, he knows it's there. He knows what's being built and being like, oh, I'm not going to move him in that direction. We have T1 bombers on approach taking out sniper bots. I don't know what that's about. Another wave of T1 bombers going after... What are they going after? More sniper bots. They don't like sniper bots, apparently. But the not the SAM sights, the direct fire weapons, the T3 anti-air. They're not SAMs, because they're not missiles, they're direct fire. They are different, but I just call them SAMs for simplicity. But we have a laser targeting the lead Colossus. That one falls, but there's now 8. There are 8 Colossi on this western side for Strife. And 9, excuse me, there's one up here. There are 9. And looks like he's just going to bury his opponent in Colossi. Just the Giants are going to stomp their way through the main base. No other plans to build literally anything else. Nope. More air grids, and they are separated. I love the move there, decentralizing your Air Force production facilities. Good on you. Similar thing happened over here. There's like a secondary one, like a main one and a secondary one. Kind of close, but still separated. But a bunch of Colossus being spammed up. There is also a salvation site that might finish. We don't know. But the Colossus are starting to enclose the map. You can see the blue is starting to take over the red. It is a sea of blue. I guess just a sea in this case. But the march of the Colossi are on their way. A chicken will try to bypass the front lines, get behind, but there are Percies in the mix. The Colossi turn their heads and deal with that. So the western base that was once CH has been finally wiped off the map for Strife. Strife's like, good, that base is gone. Seraphim Tech is gone. There's probably some NGs. Yeah, there's some down here. But pretty much Co has lost access to Seraphim Tech. Again, the first thing you do when you build a Paragon is you go ahead and build a second Paragon, which you could build like up here somewhere maybe. But he's not deciding to. That's definitely a way to ensure that you have, infinite resources, is if you build a second one, and then you gift it over to a teammate, and then you start building a third one. Why? You don't need to build SMD. Your opponent doesn't have a nuke. What are you doing? Colossus have made their way, starting to take out other Colossus. This is a fight of Colossus here. Fight of epic proportions. You can see the Paragon in the distance. Brother against brother. Looks like the brothers here for Co are stronger than the brothers for Strife. All of the brothers for Strife focusing down this Colossus. Takes it out right after their other brother fails. It is a 5v4. Unless these ones are severely weakened, it's only going to go one way, unfortunately. And there are more on the way to help reinforce. Another one falls. Another one falls here for Co. This is just all these dead bodies here. Giant Colossus just falling. And then more being built off the assembly line as time goes on. This one turns for some random reason. I don't know what that's about. But now it's 3 versus 2. That one falls. This one will fall here shortly. Yeah, it's gonna, it falls. It was a 5-vet. 5-starred Colossus, but will not survive the massive assault of these Colossus here for Co. And Co just pumping them out as fast as he can. That's his PD. Operation Colossus PD, just trying to spam them out. Don't walk them south. that's not going to do anything. There's 3 more Colossus up to the north with a bunch of T3 units on the way. And these Colossus are taking out this Colossus. And we're going to say Colossus, like there should be like a counter for how many times I say Colossus in this game. Because I probably say it a lot. But this Colossus, speaking of which, going up against these 3. Unfortunately, it's trying to walk by. It knows where the Paragon is, of course, because that would be the main target. And instead of engaging, you should have just, Strife, you should have just gone after the Paragon there, because you would have lost some on the way, but you probably would have taken the Paragon out. There's literally 1 shield. That's it. So not really a whole lot. Some strap bombers could easily take that out. There are an Air Force protecting it, but you could get strap bombers in. Second Diamond. Oh, yeah, second Paragon says DH. And the Colossus gets in to the main, lot of this Paragon. Shields are being spammed up. Will it fall before the... Oh, you turned away. What are you doing? Turn around. Turn around. What are you doing? The Paragon... Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? The Paragon's still alive. What was that? Takes out some... Maybe it was going after the comm. That was a good idea too. But you could have taken out the Paragon. What are you doing? Now there's no Colossus nearby. Oh yeah, just send the Tsar. Just literally let it crash land on top of that Paragon. That's it. I don't know if Strife's playing with his food. I don't know what's going on. How much mass is on the field? Oh, 886,000 mass. That's 3 Paragons and some change. That is so much. There are now 4, 7, 8, 9 Colossi. Another one being built. So many things. What is going on? Why didn't this... Why? Just all I have to say to that is why. There's a Tsar going after a Colossus. He's only built 1. He's building another one as we speak, but not as fast as I probably would expect him to. And you can't really judge ecos at this point because, again, 6.4 mass a second. That's the Paragon talking there. But he's not going for PD Tsar 5 or SAR 5. I don't... What? Maybe build Tsars? Maybe that's what he's saying. But just right here, just to illustrate, 144,000 mass. How close can I get before the... Okay, yeah, 144,000, including that one up there. So, a decent chunk of change just nearby. What is this match? What is this game? I mean, Strife owns 75% of the map, pretty much. Could have ended it, a couple minutes ago with these Colossi. Didn't decide to. And now Tsars are going to be the name of the game here, switching over due to the advice from CH4545. Isn't building a second Paragon, but is building Tsars. So that's something. You build a Salvation, though, so that's something. The Salvation are starting to land on the main production facilities for the SMD. On the main production facilities. The SMD for Strife. There's not even a nuke launcher. Why are you targeting SMD if you don't have a nuke launcher? Like, I get it. They're valuable structures to have. I says CH. Yeah, there's a comm right here. The comm hasn't moved in 15 minutes. So some Salvations can come in and just deal with that. More spy planes. You know where the Paragon is. Why isn't it dead? Why isn't the Paragon dead? It should have been dead almost 10 minutes ago. Why isn't it dead? Of course, the Tsars are going after the Colossi. Got another one falls. Ravagers built to help defend. The slow laser fire. Air grids are falling here in the back of Team 1's base for Strife. This was, I think, his first air grid. This was his second one. Still has the secondary one and still has... Does he even have his air facility? No, that's his land facility. Where's his... Does he not have a... Oh, he does have a nuke. Excuse me. But he's loading it right now. But I don't think that's going to matter with all of the SMD right next to the Paragon. And most of them are loaded. So, again, just don't understand why he didn't kill that. It's really messed up the eco of Ko and then could have easily won the game. But decided not to. And I don't know why. Ooh, what is this? What is this? What do we have here? think he's going to rectify 19 strap bombers. That is enough to pierce 3 shields. Oh, yeah, that's more than enough. There are SAMs, so they won't get a second pass, but if they break the shield, it'll be enough. I'd say like 3 bombers need to hit it, I think. Maybe 2? Maybe 2. You can look at the little numbers at the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. 147,000 energy, almost 7,000 mass a second. The strap bombers have been given the order. The ASF come in and soften up the approach. They go after ASF, it looks like, not really worrying about the Zars. Now they're going to go after the Zars. One of the Zars falls, another Zar falls, another Zar falls, the last Zar will fall, so all of them were built. Most of them were built for nothing, unfortunately. And now the strap bombers have a clear line of sight. They are coming in. The SAM sites are being built as we speak. I don't think it's going to be enough, though. These shockers are going to shock the world here. And they're going to pierce one shield, pierce another shield, and kaboom. Take out the comm of Co. And that should be a lesson in not standing Earth. Yeah, Earth is right, Strife. Like, that could have ended, 10 minutes ago. But that is definitely a lesson in not standing next to the Paragon, because it blows up, and when it blows up very well. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. Please like and comment down below what your favorite moment was. And, of course, if you haven't hit that little red button down below, please go ahead and do so. Or hit my little icon on the screen here if I timed the window right. So again, thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate every single one of you, and you. And I will see all of you in the next one.